Yeah. Mm, okay. Good afternoon. We our group T to presenting about healthcare using in IoT. So, the name lecturer is Puan Nur Hidayah binti Muhammad Adnan. So, my name is we our group trip. My name is Muhammad Zaichin, and my fellow friends is Shahrin Azwar, Muhammad Syafiq Irwan, Zaid Haris, and Nazira. So, we go to the next slide.
Thank you, Rizal. So, without wasting any more time, I would like to explain about introduction healthcare IoT. The Internet of Things IoT has been a subject of global interest over a couple of decades. The healthcare industry has just begun to understand the tremendous potential and benefits that can be offered among several verticals of the industry through the provisions of the new and more advanced type of healthcare device, service, and interactions. Enactment of IoT in healthcare started with its adoption in remote patient monitoring to the retraction of data from bedside device, which can help physicians and nurses make better medical decisions and reduce human interaction, thereby eliminating error rates. So next. So this is an example of a diagram of the system. Uh, So the function of this diagram is to combine the Internet of Things IoT technology with health monitoring to make it personalized and timely through allowing the interconnection between the devices. Second, to exploring various wearable health monitoring modules that people wear to monitor heart rates, blood pressure, pulse, body temperature, and physical information. So lastly, uh, to integrate using the Internet of Things for processing, connecting, and computing to achieve real-time monitoring. The user ECG is displayed clearly and conveniently using the ECG acquisition system. So I proceed to Muhammad Shafiq.
Okay, thank you, Zaid. Now, you can see why IoT is important in healthcare. Okay, the first point is an IoT healthcare is facility can be defined as a collection of ubiquitous computing, which also primarily deals with external activities. IoT-based health system collect a variety of patient data and receive input from doctors and medical professionals. The best example is continuous glucose monitoring for insulin pens. All these devices can communicate with each other and take important actions that will provide timely help to save someone's life. After collecting the data, an IoT healthcare device would send this critical information to the cloud so the doctors can act upon it. From this, we can say that the potential application of IoT in healthcare can improve not only a patient's health, but also the healthcare employee productivity and hospital workflows. Next. Again, this is the example of healthcare IoT. Okay, the first one is hand hygiene monitoring. Many hospitals and other healthcare facilities use IoT devices to remind people to purify their hands before entering hospital rooms. The devices can even give instructions on how disinfect to reduce a specific risk for a specific patient. Bluetooth technology in a badge worn by the healthcare workers communicates with IoT sensors affixed to soap and sanitizer dispensers in patient care areas. Next is depression and mood monitoring. Another type of data that has traditionally been difficult to collect continuously is information about depression symptoms and patients' general mood. Healthcare providers might periodically ask patients how they are feeling, but were unable to anticipate sudden mood swings. And often, patients don't accurately report their feelings. IoT devices for mood monitoring can even track data such as the movement of a patient's eyes. And the last one is heart rate monitoring. Today, a variety of small IoT devices for heart rate monitoring are available, allowing patients to move around freely while their heart are continuously monitored. Monitoring heart rates can be challenging even for patients who are present in healthcare facilities. Okay, next.
So this is my turn about service of IoT healthcare. So the healthcare system offer four broad type of service: health promotion, disease prevention, diagnosis and treatment, and rehabilitation. Health promotion service help client reduce the risk of illness, maintain optimal function, and follow healthy lifestyle. Health service cover many different type of medical issue. Many people think of primary care, outpatient care, and emergency care when they need an an illness managed or are generally not feeling well. However, there are more health service that are dedicated to certain illnesses or issue. This health service include they have uh, five mental health care, preventative care, dental care, physical and occupational therapy, and the last one is nutritional support. So, the next slide.
Alright, now I'm gonna talk about type of hardware and software used in healthcare IoT. First, I'm gonna talk about hardware. The first example for hardware is Internet of Things (IoT), which is enable device have made remote monitoring in healthcare sector possible, unleashing the potential to keep patients safe and healthy, and empowering physicians to deliver superlative care. It has also increased patient engagement and satisfaction as interactions with doctors have become easier and more efficient. Second, IoT for patients. Device in form of wearables like fitness bands and other wirelessly connected device like blood pressure and heart rate monitoring cuffs, glucometer, etc. give patients access to personalized attention. This device can be turned to remind calorie count, exercise check, appointments, blood pressure variations, and much more. And lastly, IoT for hospitals. Apart from monitoring patients' health, there are many other areas where IoT devices are very useful in hospital. IoT devices tagged with sensors are used for tracking real-time location of medical equipment like wheelchairs, defibrillators, nebulizers, oxygen pumps, and other monitoring equipment. Next slide. Now I'm gonna talk about software. The first example is remote medical assistant. One of the biggest and fastest growing areas of healthcare and IoT is remote medical assistance, which is connected device monitor a patient condition at their home. Smart device take readings and observe behavioral patterns, often automatically, and can alert medical professionals when there is a discrepancy. Second is research. Much of today's medical research lacks critical real-world information. Instead, using controlled environment and volunteers, IoT opens up a sea of valuable data and information through analysis, real-time field data, and testing, delivering far more superior practical and reliable data. Lastly, smart glucose monitoring. Around 1 in 10 adults are affected by diabetes, requiring continuous monitoring and treatment. A continuous glucose monitor helps diabetics monitor their blood glucose levels by taking reading at regular intervals. The data is then sent to a smartphone app and allow for remote monitoring, which is perfect for parents of diabetic children or relative or elderly or vulnerable patient. Next slide, I'm going to give to Nazira.
Okay, next, this is impact of IoT to the industry healthcare. With IoT, you can not only reduce the number of patients entering hospital, but also enable doctor to provide efficient care to patient remotely as one promise. The technology is boon for both healthcare and people doctors can provide reliable treatment while patient can get timely treatment. So IoT has made place into our daily life. Although the concept of IoT has been around for a long time, it has one recently become a reality as a result of recent advance in a variety of technologies. It brought the gap between physical and digital realities. One of the most important aspects of IoT is that it enables real-time communication between device and system. There are thousands of miles apart, like smart homes, transportation, connected cities, and connectivity. So next, this is benefit of IoT in healthcare sector. Firstly, increases patient comfort and convenience, enable better patient satisfaction and faster recovery times. And then IoT healthcare device, wearable technology and data access enable physicians to more precisely monitor patients and provide more informed treatment. And lastly, this is advantage of IoT in healthcare. Firstly, remote monitoring, real-time remote monitoring via connected IoT device and smart alert can diagnose illnesses, treat diseases and save life in case of a medical emergency. Secondly, research. Since IoT devices are able to collect and analyze a massive amount of data, they have a high potential for medical research purpose. And lastly, improve healthcare management. Using IoT device, healthcare authorities can get valuable information about equipment and staff effectiveness and use it to suggest innovations. So, thank you.